Hello everyone, I am Lori Cooch, and I was asked to do a video about the January Prayerful planner sheets. They're a little trickier than they were last month, and I'm going to do some additional things with that as well. So here I have my design space open. If you have purchased a Prayerful planner, then you get the email, and I am not affiliated with Prayerful Planner. So I can't share this with you because this is their file. And why is this not opening? But so, you need to make a purchase with them or subscribe to them. I'm not really sure how it works. I make my purchase with them every year for my planner. So I get the emails every month with the prayer sheets and the sticker sheets. And I'm using the sticker PDF that came on that email this month. I'm not going to show you all of it, but basically I downloaded it from the email, and then I just it saves it as a PDF because it's a PDF file, and then I just did a screen grab of that. On my Mac, that is Shift-Command-4. On a PC, you just use the snippet tool, highlight what you want to save, and it saves it as a screenshot. Mine saves it right here on my desktop. I recommend saving it to your desktop because then you have quick and easy access to it on where you want to find it. Then we go to the upload piece. You can see I've already uploaded it, but I'm going to walk you through it and show you what the issue is with this month's file. And there's no issue, it's just a little tricky. You say upload image, then I'm just going to drag it in there, and you got to forgive my Mac. It's super old and I need a new one, and I just don't want to spend the money right now. So you can do PDFs and JPEG, and I'm sorry, not PDF. You can do like a JPEG file, an SVG, a DX something or other. Oh, right here, PNG, JPEG, GIF, SVG, DXF, HEIC, or bitmap. But PDF is not one of those options, so that's why you have to save it as a screen grab. So once you get it in this section here to upload, I say complex. Even though we're doing it as a print and cut, it gives it a little bit more definition between the colors. You could probably do moderate or even simple if you want, but I just choose complex. Now here is where last month it was super easy. If you just hit remove background, because see right here, all of this is white. White is a color, technically not, but white is a color in Design Space. So it thinks that this is part of your image, and you don't want this. This is wasted space. So here's the problem. If I click remove background, it takes away so much of the detail of what we want, like the handle on our, where is my mouse? The handle on our bucket there, we don't want that. So I'm going to revert this back. And then I'm going to say select. I'm going to click on this select here, and then that gives me the ability to pick and choose. So I'm going to take this right here, still have the white inside our bucket handle. That's what I want. It's perfect. And even right here, I'm going to leave these white images in because having this cut as a sticker, there's a good chance that it's going to tear on its own, and you're going to be putting it most likely on white paper anyway, so you're not going to see that. The white in here, perfect. It can stay as well. And I am totally happy with what is left. So I'm going to apply these changes. And then you would name it. So, well, first you have to say you want it as a cut image or a print then cut image. If you say cut image, you're not going to have the details because it was not an SVG file. But if you say print then cut, you're going to get those details. So you're going to name it something. I just call mine January 2023, and then you're going to say upload. I'm not doing that because I've already done it, but once you save it, this upload button will green, and you can put it, it'll save it to your upload file, which is right here. So this is where it's going to show. It'll take you right back to this screen. So I'm going to just click on that file because I have already created it, and say add to canvas. Now it comes in, and you can see the grid pattern behind it because it took away all of the white. And I'm going to enlarge it a little bit because I like to work with things larger so I can see them better. Gonna move it over. Okay, so here's the first question that I had on this. These little words, seek first the kingdom of God, because there is nothing white really connecting it, or in this area to this book, it's going to cut each of these letters individually, and same with here and all of these individual letters, and it's going to be really, really hard to cut those and move them to your mat. So here is what I am going to do to combat that. So this is, you're going to think I'm a little crazy, but stay with me. I am going to add an image, not an image, sorry, a shape to my mat. I'm going to just add a square. And I'm basically going to cut this apart. So I'm going to add this square over the top, and I want to make sure I've got it inside of my square, not like right on the edge, and not touching this one. Now you can see I have my square highlighted because this is teal. I'm going to hold my shift key and I'm going to select the whole planner sheet. Now they are both teal and the slice option becomes available. You click on slice, it does its thing, and you get all these little things over here. Now I can move this off. Don't need this anymore. I can delete it. I can move this off, delete this, and look, I can now move this piece off. I am going to completely do this for every image here, and it's going to make sense why I'm doing this in a minute once I get them all done. You can only slice 2 things at a time. This is why I have to do it individually, because this counts as one and then the whole piece counts as one. So I need to break them out individually. And there's another benefit for doing this besides being able to take care of these word issue. So this may take me just a second to do this. Bear with me. I'm going to show you another little trick with this as well once we get them all broken apart. So the reason I'm doing this, well, besides being able, because see, this is a 1, and I do not have the ungroup option because this came in as one thing. I'm going to kind of duplicate certain images so I don't have to print multiple sheets. I can get as many of these on one sheet as possible when I go to print this, and you'll see. I hope this works. So I'm just cutting them all apart. And moving them off to the side. And these ones with the words, I'm gonna move up to the top because I want to show you something special that we're going to do with that. And I can actually, I'm going to do all of the numbers as one. So see this square, if I had to make it really big to come all the way across, it would be ginormous. So I'm going to unlock it up here, which changes my options down here, and pull it across. And I'm going to keep these as one large block of numbers because they can cut together. They're totally fine. Delete. Delete. So they're fine. They're going to cut fine. Now, one thing I want to point out, you notice I made this all bigger before I started doing anything, and I have not changed the size of anything other than my little square that I'm putting on here, and that's keeping everything in the same size ratio, but you can change that any way you want to. So if you want to make some of these larger or smaller while you're doing this, feel free. So see, now I need to make my my square taller to fit that whole bucket in, and so that's how you do that. We're almost done. Now also the letters that are inside here, we don't need to worry about that. It's these letters that are hanging out on the outside are what we need to take care of. Clean up a little bit so that they're going to work the way we want them to. Add another shape. I'm going to unlock this, drag it across. Now see, this is where it's going to get tricky because this dot here is kind of part of that image there, and I don't want to slice that out. So I'm going to bring this down, and then you'll see when I bring my cursor up here, I can tilt it a little. So I'm going to try and tilt it, and there you go. I've encompassed the whole thing. But I want to make my thing just a little bit bigger, just so I'm making sure I'm getting the whole January in there. Hold my shift key, select, and slice. And delete this. Delete, and I'm just hitting my delete key. January is actually fine. I don't need to do anything with that either. And now I need to pick up these other little pieces. Some of these I'm going to need to adjust the height. So unlock it and drag it down. And hold my shift key, select all. Not select all, we could have. Well, not we couldn't, because these are other images over here. And I just, like I said, hit my delete key to get rid of these ones we don't want, and it just cuts this away. Kind of rambling, repeating myself, but I get asked these how to do these a lot, so I want to make sure I'm giving you complete and valid information. Like I said, I am not affiliated with Prayerful Planner. They're an amazing company. I enjoy their product, and I'm so grateful that they make us these sheets every single month. If you have not purchased from them, I highly recommend it. I used to make my own planners, found theirs, and I haven't made my own since. Almost done. We have 3 more to do. Then we're going to be editing the ones that we want to with the words. You don't have to do this piece. You can actually do what I'm going to do without doing this piece, but I wanted to show you another trick as well so that we can maximize our printing abilities and get as much out of each sheet as we can. So here's another one we're going to have words on, and then shape. And this one will be fine because the words are on the photo already. Now see, this is still big. So we're going to go ahead and slice it one more time, just so our image will be the size of our image there. And I just clicked anywhere up here because I knew that this image was larger than well, it thinks our image is larger than our actual image. So I got that. Delete, delete, and now we have that. We don't have anything left here. Well, we have this, which is what is left of our original sheet. So we can just delete that and we are good to go. So now this one is one that has these letters here. We don't want them to print individually. We want the letters to print and just kind of print around or cut around. So I'm going to go back up here to shapes. I'm going to, not the square this time, I'm going to take this little rounded rectangle. I am going to make its color a creamy white color. well, we can just use white, it's fine. Then I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. And I'm going to kind of hover over it. I'm going to make it a lot narrower because we don't need it to be the whole thing. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to click on Arrange and say Send to the back. So now it is behind our bottle here. Now you can tell that because you cannot see the grid lines behind the white. Okay, so I'm actually going to click over here and I'm going to make it just a smidge taller and come in. And it's still behind. See, I can move it around. It's still behind. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to group this image. It still does not, it's still two separate things, okay? But now I'm going to flatten it. So now it thinks it's a photo. And there we have it. It's going to now come around here and it's going to print a white square around our words, and it's not going to individually try and cut out our words. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Gets a little trickier because they're separate, but we're going to make them one. We're going to pick that shape. We're going to say it's a square. And it doesn't have to be the whole thing. We just need it to cover the words, and it's going to connect our little sneakers together. So I'm going to change the width of it so that it's not encompassing everything over here. I'm going to change that color to white again, and I'm going to arrange it backwards. Arrange, send back. Oh, I need to hit send to back. So now it is behind it. I'm going to maneuver it so it gets our letters in there. And you can totally make it smaller so it does keep the shoes separate. I'm fine with them being together. So I'm just going to center it the way I want it. And then I'm going to click and drag over. I am going to group. I don't know if you need to group. I just do it so that I can then move it. And then I'm going to flatten. Flatten makes it a one-dimensional image. You have to flatten to print and cut. So now it thinks it's one thing. And I'm going to do it here. Shape. See, this is a little bit arched. So I'm going to actually do this oval on this one. See if I can make this work the way I want it to. I'm going to change it to white. You can change it to any color you want to. And I'm going to unlock. What this does is it normally, if it's locked, it's going to adjust your height and your width at the same, so it keeps the same aspect ratio. I'm not wanting to do that. I'm wanting to manipulate that myself. That's going to make it a little too wide, so that may not work for what I want. What if I went this way? It's going to put it too far down here. Let me see. We can fix this. So, okay. So if I do this, it's basically going to print a white circle all around our book, which actually looks kind of cute, but not necessarily what I want. So here's where we're going to take another shape. We're going to add a square. We're going to just put it right here. So we're going to have a little bit of white on the edge, but not a whole lot. Let's see if I like this. I'm going to hold my shift key down. I'm going to click on that white circle. So now those are the only two things I have selected. I'm going to say slice, and I'm going to take those out. So delete, delete, delete. I can always undo if I decide I don't like how this looked. Arrange, send to back. Not exactly thrilled with that. So I'm going to just take this away. I don't like it. It's not what I want, and I'm just going to use this rounded square. Going to make it white. It's all about playing. You can just play, figure out what you want. It didn't make it white. I clicked too fast. So now I'm going to just go like this. I'm going to bring this down and I'm going to drag across. I'm going to say arrange, send to back. This is much better. So we are going to have this, you can cut it off by hand if you want to, but to me it's not going to be an issue. I am going to group, I am going to flatten. And there's that. We have a couple more to do. This one will be super easy. I'm just going to, because I don't really know what this even says. I'm just going to take a rectangle. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. I'm going to make it white. You again, make it any color that you want. I'm going to size it to fit. I'm going to arrange and send to back. And I am going to just make this sticker white. And I know we removed the white background out of it, but I don't really want this cutting around all of these individual pieces. This can be fine just how it is this way. So I'm going to group. I am going to flatten. And this one, it would work. It's going to make these really, really delicate. So I'm going to just put that square behind it, just in case, because I want to make sure that that stays there. You can have it cut individually if you want it to. Send back. Put this on top, and I'm going to probably, let me see, just going to leave it like that. That one looks good to me with the white all the way around it. I'm going to group, I'm going to flatten, and then lastly this one. I don't want to lose the arc of this. I like that a lot. So I'm going to make this white. I'm going to unlock it. I'm going to make it come down. I'm going to just come across the bottom here and make it as wide as I need it to so that it covers those words, and come up a little bit to make sure I get attached to this. Arrange, send to back. Perfect. Select all. Sorry, group and flatten. Now, here is what I told you. Another reason I am making all of these individual. So I have a maker. So the maximum print and cut size is 9 1/4 by 6.75 on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So I am going to take a shape and I am going to make it 9.25 wide. Now you'll see, because I just hit space, it put 9.25 high too, but I'm going to unlock that and I'm going to make it 6.75. So now I'm going to make it, I want to make it a really pale color so that I can see where I have all these and I can see within the lines. So I'm making it white. I can see the box. Now I know I need my January. First off, I need to move this backwards so it's all the way behind these all. I know I need my January to print. I know I need my numbers to print. And this is where you're going to resize things to fit in there. And I want my January a little bit bigger. And I don't know why it's actually making it that big. So let us see why it thinks it's that big. Let's fix that. We're going to take a shape. Oh, I see. See this? I don't know if you can see this little line right here. It thinks that it's part of that image. So see, so I need to cut that off. It was part of our original top of our paper. So I'm going to just slice that off of there, and then it will make my January fit the way I want it to. So hold down my shift key and slice, or click and then slice. See that little piece that was there? It's kind of small to see, but it was there. It is now sliced off. I can now better, ooh, look at this. Better size these things. It's got room there. It's fine. I'm going to fit these on here, sizing them, because remember they were all sized bigger when I put them on. I enlarged them initially to manipulate them, because I have bad eyes, if I'm being honest. So now I'm going to just put them all back on here and fit as many of them as I can, and I can resize things and have different sizes, so that they're not huge on my planner page, which, you know, you don't want that. If we look at this, this is almost 3 inches wide. That's pretty darn big for a planner sticker. So now it's just about 1 3/4. So I'm just fitting these on here. And I'm going to try and do this. Just trying to fit as much on here as I can. To make the best use of my space. Now, keep in mind, I'm actually not going to do anything with this square behind it. I am keeping that there only for spacing. So, an inch. I really like this cute little pot, so I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to put it on here, so I'll have a couple of them. This will allow me to use these stickers on multiple pages off of cutting one sheet. So I'm just duplicating and filling up my space to fit in as many things as I can. And I do not normally do this, but since I had to for these letters, I'm doing it this month. And it, you know, maybe this is something I will do in the future, just to make better use of time. But this, I know this is taking a while and kind of a longer video than what I had intended. So bear with me while I just duplicate a few more of these things. And like I said, I want to say thank you to Prayerful Planner for giving us these every single month. I recommend their planners to everybody because I just love them. They're so efficient for me. So I'm moving things around to make things fit. And I think I'm good. I think I've got enough on this sheet for me. Okay, so this is where it gets tricky. So this little square that I put on here, this 9 1/4 by 6.75. I don't need it. I don't want it to print. I don't want it to be anywhere on there. So I've highlighted it, and now I'm going to delete it. Now I'm going to, you can either click up here, select all, or just click right here and drag across. I am going to group these together, okay? And then I am going to flatten. Once I flatten, it makes this one solid thing, and I'm going to make it. So when I send it to make it, it's going to send it to my printer, and it's going to print this. And then after it prints, I'm going to print it on my Cricut mat, and it's going to cut all of these out. I will be right back. Okay, I just took this off the printer and I thought of something else I wanted to show you. So I'm already past it on this, but when your print window comes up, make sure that you click on the bleed button and make sure that bleed is on before it prints. That's really important to get crisp images off your printer. It will come off of your printer and look really blurry, but trust me, it's fine for once it cuts. Then the other thing I do is I use this sticker paper that I got from Amazon. I will put a link to it below so that if you want to use the same thing, it's a white sticker paper. And so then I just type here sticker and hit enter. So there's printable sticker paper clear, printable sticker paper white, and sticker paper removable. Mine is white, so I'm clicking that. I don't think it really matters though, maybe the density of the paper. The other thing I do is it tends to cut all the way through the paper, and then I'm stuck with individual images on my mat instead of one sheet with backing paper and then each individual sticker on there. So I change this pressure to low or less, and then I go ahead and cut. It's telling me my maker's not connected. I don't really know why, but you don't need to watch that cut. I will come back and show you after it. Okay, everyone, I have ran this through my printer. I have cut it out, and I made a mistake, and I'm going to show you that mistake, and I'm good with it. I can make it work for me for this month. So I'm not sure you can see, so I'm going to try and peel the top layer off to reveal just the stickers. You see my mistake? I do. See what happened right here? We'll come back to it. So I must not have flattened my image or something, so it cut my box off of the book and not the around the top. So I can live with that for now. And then I also had a little box on top of this, which I didn't take off, and it stuck to that. So I'm okay with how this turned out for the most part. I will reprint this and cut the book, but live and learn. Be more careful, slow down on what you're doing. And I have this little piece in here that didn't come out. But you can see all of my words are now attached to each image, except for this one that I screwed up. And we are good to go. I now have all the little individual numbers for my calendar month. Now, something else I do, and I will share this file if I can figure out how, which I'm sure I can, in the video below. Something else I print every single month or cut is a thing that will fit. I can add it to my planner. And I haven't taken the actual time to add the little cut images for here, but I just come through and snip them. And this is in Design Space. I can share this. I cannot share the sticker sheet because that is an uploaded file and it is not my images. I do not own them, so I cannot share that file. And you know, I really wouldn't, because that's a Prayerful planner file and not mine. She designs those, and those are hers, and I want to respect that. So once I snip all of those, I use the classic dated size. So I'm going to come to January. And just inside, so here's my January month. Right in front of that, I just pop that on here. I do this every single month. Gives me, well, I'll show you. Come on. So pop those in there. Now I have an extra sheet of paper for each month. And then I print out, and this one is too big, but I print out here my prayers prompts that she gives me. I make it smaller so this won't fit on here. And then I stick that down with some tape runner, and then I have that every month. And then I have room here to add additional stickers or journaling or whatever I want to put every single month. Have not planned January yet. It's already January 2nd. I haven't done that. But there you go. That is how I do my planner. So at the end of the year, I have these extra pieces in here. Adds a little bit of thickness. It's not bad. Works for me. And I hope that this helped you. Another thing I did last year, and I don't know if I'll do it this year or not, is I added, I kind of undid this and added some, let's see if I can find it, some foam tape. It's like a double-sided foam tape to give it a little bit more room within that pocket so that it could stand up a little and be a little bit thicker things in there. So thanks for watching. If you have not yet clicked that subscribe button, please do that. I would be so thankful if you did. And if you have any questions on how to use these files with your Cricut, or even just a Cricut question, reach out. I'm happy to help you. So have a nice evening, and thanks for watching.